Alright, let's chat with Ison about this.
I guess you two are itching to go at each other.
Well, sir, I just got...
As a rule, I'm not too big on these needless displays of macho crap. You're taking a big risk morale-wise. And if you lose, you won't be too popular around here, so I'm gonna give you a word of advice, Colonel. Kick the little twerp's ass.
Yes, sir.
That really made Blair feel good, I think. Just gonna save it before I do this. Flash is really hard to beat. He'll fire a lot of missiles. He uses his afterburners like crazy. Oh, it drives me crazy. I'm gonna try turning my missiles to full salvo and see if I can just hit him. So let's give this a try.
Okay, here we go. I promise I'll make this as quick as possible.
B for full salvo. I think that does it. I'm gonna get locked on him though.
You win, Colonel. I'll talk to Eisen first thing in the morning.
Nice. I just fired all my missiles at him as fast as I could. Works for me.
Guess we got ourselves another combat pilot, but it's a whole nother thing fighting the Kilrathi out there.
You said it, buddy. Maniac's not impressed, but he is, I think. It's just funny because I would never attack a Kilrathi like that, just firing all my missiles, so it was kind of cheap. The Locanda system. We're gonna fly a lot of difficult missions here. Awesome, a Kilrathi cutscene.
Tell me this system continues to be worth reading. I fail to see it.
The natural resources are utterly depleted. It remains a source of slave labor, but the population has never been particularly malleable.
Slaves we have no shortage of. Terrans want this system, they shall have it.
Nevertheless, my liege, I bristle at the thought of... They will call it... Oh, what is that strange word they have?
Surrender. No, it is not that. This system shall serve as a message to the apes. Since it is no longer of use to us, we shall render it useless to them as well.
As always, my liege, a wise choice.
There's some interesting insights into the Kilrathi there. They don't really have a word for surrender. And they don't mind owning slaves either. This game definitely serves to kind of make the characters of... make the Kilrathi more three-dimensional. It kind of shows you more on what they're about and what their politics and philosophy is like. I really like it, so... Alright, let's go explore the ship. Cobra.
Colonel, you know the Kilrathi may be using bioweapons here.
First I've heard of it.
Kilrathi has been preparing these kind of weapons for years. If they're not deployed here, they will be somewhere else.
Would you mind telling me how it is you know so much about the Kilrathi?
It doesn't matter if you believe me.
She knows something. Well, that's where you're wrong. It does matter. It's just that someday I'd like to get the rest of the story.
That knife must be so sharp. Anyone here? There's Flint.
I flew here once. A lot of places to hide in this system. This your first time?
This is my home system. My father taught me everything he knew about flying here. He'd been planning to pass it all on to my brother, but Kilrathi had other plans.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Everyone's lost someone, right? They don't give you medals for it.
You haven't been back since? Well, which one was home?
That one. It was a beautiful world.
How do you know that?
Dark purple nights and burnt moons that chased each other across the sky. The insects would sing, different serenades depending on how close the moons were. Yeah. My brother and I would stay up listening. Do you remember the time before the war?
I don't let myself.
Sir, I have scores to settle here. I can't be on the sidelines for these engagements. I need to be part of what goes down.
Give her a shot.
Yeah, she's already on the flight roster. I don't know what more she wants of
I
me.
can't risk it with her. Listen, I'm not sure I can afford to put you and your dead brother on my wing.
I'm hoping choosing to do that will make me not have to do something later in a mission, which is actually very difficult, so I'll explain later if I find out. Oh, Flash. I like making this red head look like it's their head.
Colonel, I'd like to apologize for some of the things I said.
Some?
Well, I still think I could have beat you 2 out of 3.
Care to go at it again?
Nah. From now on, I'll prove it to you out there. That is, if you figure I'm good enough to be your wingman.
You're on the roster. You'll get your shot, same as everyone.
Thank you.
I think Flash just feels more stupid about the whole line about his shoes being shined.
Let's get down to business, shall we?
Ready, sir.
The Kilrathi intentions in this area remain unclear. While we continue to gather intelligence, your task will be to corral the cats wherever possible. We wish particularly to shut off their access to the populated planets and this asteroid field. Let's try to put these Kilrathi raiders out of business permanently.
Ready to go, sir.
I like that enthusiasm. Dismissed.
Captain Ison's cool. I like the actor that plays him. He's passed away now, unfortunately.
So, these are the mission objectives. Oh, and one last thing.
Well, since I told Flint she can't fly with me much, I'm gonna pick her for now anyway.
Flint, I want you to be on my wing for this one. Dismissed, and good luck.
What's my loadout? Do I want the Hellcat? I really can't decide. Well, let's save it. So technically, this is an interesting mission. I mean, the Kilrathi have admitted that they don't need this system anymore. They just don't want us to be able to make any use out of it. But they admit all the natural resources are depleted. Confed has no use of slaves, but there are Terrans living in the system, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure I want the Hellcat for this mission, to be honest.
Bogies in sight.
Yeah, especially with these heavy fighters. Alright, let's do this thing.
Break and attack.
Taking it to him.
watching this thinking I'm a terrible pilot. I'll admit it. I'm not so great at flying in this game. That ship is particularly stubborn. These guys are evasive. I believe that Vaktoth says that the it actually outperforms the Thunderbolt as a heavy fighter. How's Flint doing?
What's your status?
All systems go.
Alright, well at least she's not taking damage. I swear this guy's toying with me. He maneuvers so slowly, I think he's almost doing that on purpose. The problem is once you fly that Excalibur, you'll never really appreciate any of these ships ever again. You just always want to fly the Excalibur. Let's put Flint on this guy.
Attack my target.
Roger that.
Did you know you could do that? There we go. Interesting. So that took a while, but we didn't really take any damage, and sometimes that's all that matters, despite how long it's taken you to dispatch an enemy. Jathai just maneuvers so poorly. You'd think they'd be flying around a lot better than the Vaktoth. Oh, we took a bit of damage there. I'm a little underwhelmed by Flint's performance, but I might just chalk it up to the fact that she's distracted because we're in her home system.
Bogies in sight.
I've used way too many missiles by this point.
Break and attack.
Taking it to him.
Speaking of asteroids, in Privateer I talked about them quite a lot. These asteroids are relatively harmless. You have to try hard just to fly into them. I've done it, but always intentional. I don't think I'm the worst shot. It is worth relying on the ITTS in this game. I talked about how it wasn't really needed in Privateer, but in this game I think it works a lot better. I mean, if you aim for that green reticule, you are gonna score a hit more likely. Come on, Flint. Oh man, there's a lot of ships out here. Ooh, stealth fighters. These guys can be killed pretty fast, but they are, you know, stealth fighters, and they will creep up on you and wreak all sort of havoc on them, on you. Thank you, she got one. That's a relief. They go in and out of cloak like crazy. Most their shields and armor seem pretty weak. See, in Wing Commander 2, our character was constantly trying to tell people that he'd seen stealth fighters. And nobody believed him. They thought it was all fantasy. Hard to believe that they couldn't believe it. I mean, we do have interstellar spaceships. I didn't see why a cloak would be so hard to fathom, really.
Bogies in sight.
Oh boy, what do we got here? Destroyer, some Drothai. I don't think that ship carries anything on it.
Break and attack.
Taking it to him.
Like, I don't think it's a carrier. If it is a carrier, you gotta take it out, because it will just keep launching ships. I may have to use some missiles here just to even things out as soon as possible. Maybe not. We'll see how things are going. Oh, very nice. I think Flint did that one. Excellent.
One less Kilrathi.
Now we're taking some hits. Once that happens, then I start breaking out the missiles, because that guy just ran right into us. They send another wing after this, though. I don't know how much longer I can hold out. Oh, they are, too. At least they're just Drothai. I can keep handling more Drothai, but if they send, like, some heavy fighters or something, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. Yeah, you're gonna have to go one-on-one with each ship. Sometimes you can afford to go two-on-one, like with you and your wingman. Excellent. I'm gonna let Flint handle that Drothai, because I gotta start worrying about this. Hey, come on. Alright, it would appear no more wings are spawning, so I think we can take off this thing. I'm gonna give more energy to shields. Maybe a thunderbolt would have been better for this mission. Flint's doing alright. It looks like I'm drawing most of the turret fire. Yeah, we should be able to take this thing out alright. Just gotta keep an eye on your shields.
Let's go.
See, we can keep letting her take on the thing as long as she's not taking damage. So you gotta use your wingman kind of as smart as you can in that sense. Excellent.
One less Kilrathi.
I'll be very pleased if we have to fight no one else, because I'm down to no missiles and a lot of my armor's gone.
Bogies in sight.
Oh, come on. That's awful. That's just awful.
Break and attack.
Taking it to him.
I hope I can make it, you guys. Look how many of them there are. I'm just totally screwed. Just gonna have to keep them as busy as I can. A lot of maneuvering around. Oh, they got a ace on among them too. Aces are like... Jeez. I'll explain in a minute. What we really gotta do is take out as many of these guys. Just keep an eye on our shields and we should be okay. Awesome, maybe we're gonna make it after all. I taking damage. Damn it. Flint's off on her own fighting a single pilot, which kind of pisses me off. There, now we're down to... I think she's engaging that...
Out here.
Roger that.
I think she's trying to kill that ace for herself. Finally. Yeah, look how far away she got. That's ridiculous. So Fireclaw, he's basically a really, really good pilot, and his ship is outfitted kind of differently than the other Dark Kits we've been fighting. He's got some plasma cannons on there. He's gonna maneuver a little differently too. But now we can take him on. His ship's got a slightly different paint job too. I got no missiles. Man. Let's taunt him. Ah, what did I do? I was trying to taunt him, but I was just going out of the window.
Time to see your vet, kitty.
You are worthless for the dumb unlike me.
I may have to stop recording here in a minute. Alright, so we'll stop here. When we get back, we're going to try and finish off this ace pilot, and And I'm pretty sure that's our last nav point, so after that we should be okay to return home. So we'll see y'all then.